What's up guys, Alex from FIFA Scouting Tips here, and welcome to this guide to the cheapest high potential centre backs in FIFA 15. Now if you liked my previous video series on high potential players, but you kind of felt that they were still a bit too expensive and weren't too affordable, then this is the series for you, because in the lower league gem series, all players will only cost £1 million or less, and they all have a minimum potential of 76, so you know they're all going to be good players. And if you can't buy them in the first window, then their maximum value from your scout will be £500,000, so that once they do become available, they're still very affordable. So make sure you head over to FIFAscoutingtips.com for the full article. Today in this video I'm just going to have a look at my recommendations for that article, but in that post there will be every player with a minimum potential of 76 and a maximum cost of £1 million. They'll all be sorted by position as well, so you'll know where to look to find the player you're looking for, so make sure you head over and have a look at that. So let's have a look at the players that I'm going to recommend today. So first of all, we've got Liam Moore. Now he starts with 69 overall, he's got 77 potential, he's 21 years old and he plays for Leicester City in the Premier League. Now if your scout has a look at him, he'll come back with a value of £600,000, and usually that means that if you inquire, you'll probably get a price back of around £1.5 million, maybe even more. But if you do inquire, Leicester only want £650,000 for him, so that means that you can get him with a bid of around £450,000 to £500,000. Now for that overall and that potential, that is a fantastic bargain. You would not expect to get a price that good for a player like this. Now his wages are £7,000, he's got a 3-year contract and he is right footed with a 3-star weak foot, 2-star skill moves, and he also has the long throw-in trait. Now what I like about this guy, aside from his fantastic price and overall, is that he is probably the most complete defender you can get for this sort of price range with this sort of potential. So if we have a look at his physical stats, for example, he's got very good sprint speed. 76 sprint speed is very rare for a centre back, but he's also got great strength as well. 75 strength, it's going to stand him in good stead, and he's going to be able to tackle attackers very well with that strength. He's also got good aerial ability, with 74 jumping and 71 heading, so he can score you a few goals as well. His tackling is pretty decent and his interceptions are good as well, so he's good at pretty much everything when it comes to defending. And like I said, for £500,000 for a player with this kind of ability and that potential as well, you're probably not going to get a better overall player than this. Now next up we have Yeti. Now he starts at 66 overall, he's got 78 potential and he's 20 years old. He plays for FC Basel in Switzerland, and the scouts valuation of him is £425,000. But if you thought Moore was a good bargain, then wait till you hear this, because the inquiry, you'll only get a price back of £100,000. So he's only got a 1-year contract, so I'm assuming that's part of the reason why he's so cheap. But in the end, you're only going to have to pay about £70,000 to £80,000, which is a ridiculously cheap price for a player like this. His wages are £4,000, so they're cheap as well. And he is right footed with a 3-star weak foot and 2-star skill moves. Now while his technical stats aren't quite as good as Moore, his physical stats are even better. So he's got 71 acceleration and 77 sprint speed, almost 80 sprint speed. That is fantastic for a centre back, that's amazing. He's going to be able to catch up with attackers. It's very unlikely he's going to get caught on the break. And his 80 jumping as well means he's unlikely to get the ball lofted over him too easily. He should be winning headers at corners as well. And that 83 strength is so high for a player of 66 overall. He's not going to get pushed around, he's going to be able to win the ball back very well, and that should make up for his slightly lower technical stats hopefully. And for £70,000 to £80,000, what a player this is. 78 potential as well, almost 80, and he could exceed his potential as well and grow into the 80s, and you'll not look back if you get a player like this for such a cheap price. Now my final recommendation is Tyus Browning. He starts at 63 overall and he has 76 potential. He's 20 years old and he plays for Everton. The scouts valuation is £200,000, but it looks like we found another free player, because if you send an inquiry, Everton don't want anything for him. They say they want £0, so you can go ahead and submit £0 or maybe £10 if you're feeling generous, and they'll accept that. And as long as you can pay his wages, he will join your team. So his wages are £4,000. He's right footed with a 3-star weak foot and 2-star skill moves. Now there seem to be a few players like this in the game where you inquire and the club only want £0 or really fractional amount of money. For some reason that's happened with this guy, but you should really take advantage of it, because have a look at that sprint speed, 80 sprint speed for a centre back. He's going to be so hard to beat. The opposition can play a pass along the ground or through the air, and he's going to be able to out sprint the attacker, beat them to the ball and get it clear. So his strength isn't the highest, but he has a very good sprint speed as well, so that's going to matter not so much. His sprint speed is going to be able to make up for that. His technical stats are pretty good all round as well. So he is a very good all round player, considering you don't have to pay anything at all for him. That is such a fantastic bargain. So these are my recommendations. Let's see how they do after 3 years of growth, so you can see the kind of players that they develop into. Okay, so here we have Liam Moore after 3 years of growth, and he's now a 73 overall, very close to his potential now, only a couple of points off. And I've been really impressed with how his interceptions and reactions have grown. So he's got 84 reactions and 80 interceptions. So that's very close to him getting the tactician speciality now. And his tackling and his heading also going up quite nicely. Physical stats haven't grown hugely, but they're already very good to start off with. So he's that very good, well-rounded centre-back that I was talking about earlier. Very good overall, and he only cost us about £500,000, so very cheap as well. Now we've got Yeti. He is also 73 overall, and he's turning into quite a well-rounded player as well. Very good interceptions now and reactions, just like Liam Moore. His physical stats, of course, very good, but also his passing has been going up quite nicely as well, and so is his tackling. So he's now very good, not just at getting the ball back, but distributing it once he's got it. And for £100,000, really can't fault that. Really fantastic bargain in this player. And finally we've got Tyus Browning. He's now 71 overall, just 22 years old, but he's already just 5 points off his potential, and his tackling now has been going up fantastically. He's got better tackling than both Moore and a Yeti, so he's going to be excellent at getting the ball back. His heading has also gone up quite nicely, and his ball control is very good now for a centre-back. His physical stats haven't been going up hugely, but they have just started to grow, so hopefully they're going to keep growing into the future. And 77 interceptions and 74 reactions, really superb there. If he keeps going like this, he's going to get close to getting the tactician speciality as well. So considering we didn't pay anything at all for him, what a fantastic bargain he's turned into. So those are how my 3 recommendations did after 3 years. Make sure you visit FIFAscoutingtips.com for the full article. That's with every centre-back who'll cost you £1 million or less and has a minimum potential of 76. Make sure you leave suggestions if you found a really good cheap player as well who costs you less than £1 million. And if you've got any ideas for what you want me to do next on this channel, please make sure you let me know those as well, and make sure you leave a like, and thanks for watching.